China, a vast land of many contrasts. From the rise and fall of the famous dynasties to the formation of the Chinese Communist Party, the acceptance of China into the World Trade Organization, China has become of age. The 20th century wreaked massive change upon the Chinese. Two revolutions, of which the first ended the dynasties, and the second, which saw the Chinese Communist Party rise to power, which is still the driving power behind all facets of Chinese life today. People that had refined its culture so gradually over the centuries, the past 100 years have been a watershed of constant change. With the dawn of the 21st century, China has opened its doors to the West and is actively looking for trade and educational partners. For the people of Taranaki, there has never been a better time to build ties to China in all areas of commerce. We in Taranaki are world leaders in the development and implementation of skills. From primary to tertiary industries, Taranaki leads the way.
Well, the purpose of the visit was to sign the sister city agreement with Kunming.
There's been 12 or 13 years of I think, interaction between our two cities. There have been visits both ways, and it's just strengthened and strengthened as time's gone on. The request came from the Mayor's office in Kunming for that sister city relationship, and those requests have started on a informal basis, and they've gradually led up to the signing of the sister city arrangement.
The Kunming signing really was the end point of a long years, many years of people-to-people contact.
Take a look to your right.
Our journey starts in Hong Kong, the former British colony handed back to China in 1997. The well-developed trade channels of Hong Kong are utilised by China for business with the world. Kunming, soon to be sister city of New Plymouth, Taranaki.
Thank you.
The Mayor of New Plymouth travelled with a motorcade which not only showed appreciation to the Mayor for his involvement, but allowed for expedient travel. The delegation headed to the council chambers. The formal ceremonies that led to the signing would start here.
Thank you so much for welcoming me here tonight. Thank you.
So it's such a great pleasure that we can host you here in the last day of our national holiday.
Thank you so much for the invitation on behalf of your council and on behalf of the 5.78 million people of Kunming to our delegation, and also the commitment you, sir, and your council is making to this sister city agreement that we will be countersigning over the next few days.
Yunnan province, which Kunming is the capital, is the centre of rhododendron growing in the world. There are about 156 different species native to that province. So it's logical that Pukeiti Rhododendron Trust should want to forge relationships with Kunming. And the Kunming Botanical Institute arranged a number of tours within Yunnan, and as a result, the contact with the people grew.
We're now also using the sort of chemical
A visit to the Kunming Botanical Institute was an opportunity to see firsthand the heart of the gardening city and to pay tribute to the founding links between the cities.
They're extracting chemicals for pharmaceuticals and medicines, and also genes for improving plants.
The delegation enjoyed the opportunity to visit some of China's natural wonders. Resting about an hour's drive from Kunming is the Stone Forest.
Everyone, come on.
Tour guides in traditional dress led us through the natural attractions, looming monoliths shaped by centuries of erosion.
Unlike New Zealand cities, for a China city to sign a sister city agreement, the city has to have approval from Beijing, and that always takes time because they are looking at more than just the people-to-people connections and the understanding of one another's cultures, which really underpinned the early sister city movement, particular particularly with New Zealand and Japanese cities. They wanted a commercial edge to it as well.
这一次他到新普利茅斯市去访问呢，受到了贵市的热情的接待。回来以后呢，给我们介绍了很多新普利茅斯市的一些情况。而且我也听说新普利茅斯市呢，畜牧业发展得很好，牛羊养得很多，而且牛羊的加工业也发展得很好。所以我知道呢，我们两个城市是有一段非常美好的一个说法，就是杜鹃花是我们的媒人，花为媒。
I mean, China is, because it grew so fast, and because for the first 50 years of its development under the present regime, there was no cognizance taken of the environment. Basically, all the streams are polluted. Air pollution is a huge problem, and while they're dealing with it, and they've dealt enormously with it over the last decade, there's still a lot of work to do.
Traditionally, the crops planting is the main way for us to develop our agriculture. But now we just want to develop the animal husbandry in the agriculture.
所以我相信这一次特马和市长来访问啊，一定能够推动咱们两个市各个方面的合作啊，进入到一个更高的水平、更高的阶段。谢谢。
With the acceptance of the head of the Communist Party from the Yunnan province, the sister city deal goes through. The ceremonial planting of a tree settles the agreement and embodies the growing relationship and the bonding of two cities. Our time, tree of friendship.
Tree of friendship, that's beautiful.
To a Westerner, China offers diversity at every turn, from population extremes and bustling street-side tradesmen within the walls of the Forbidden City through to the developing industries such as pearl cultivation. China is ever evolving.
I think it's around 20, right? Around 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
do you eat the oyster?
No, no. We use the memory again. It's
How long did they take to grow like that, did you say? 2 years.
2 years, yes.
Visiting the tombs of Chinese emperors brought with it a sense of wonder. The history seemed to permeate from every paving stone. The tombs became a focal point in China during the revolution when many artefacts were destroyed. The remaining artefacts are displayed to the world along with treasures unearthed from the tombs. The anticipation of a visit to the Great Wall was soon overwhelmed by the stress of the drive to get there. Headlong swerves and breakneck speeds made for a heart-racing drive, an utter contrast to the wall itself. Being there is breathtaking. The sheer awe dissolves your expectations, dissolves the weight of history that surrounds it, and puts you squarely in the present. On the eve of the final signing, we were treated to a display of cultural dance and traditional dress from representatives of the different economic cultures.
Now, the signing ceremony of Sister City Agreement and the celebrating banquet now begin.
It'd be fair to say, particularly in Kunming, they're thrilled. There are a huge number of opportunities. It has a sign-off, obviously, by the party in office, the Communist Party. It has a sign-off by the Mayor in his office, and it has a sign-off in Beijing. So there's a real commitment to make sure that this works.
尊敬的滕拿德市长先生和夫人，尊敬的新普利茅斯市各界的朋友们， 今天的签字标志着我们两市的友谊、合作和交流翻开了历史新的一页。所以我们可以坚定不移地相信，在过去10几年，我们友好交往的基础上，我们可以在更加广阔的领域拓展我们的友谊、合作和交流。比如，我们两市在教育领域、在经济领域、在园林园艺的领域。
Young distinguished hosts from Kunming, Ni Min Hao, good evening.
The arrangement was that we would head to Kunming and sign it off the other end. That's the protocol with these Chinese arrangements that are signed both ways. It was signed off, it was agreed to by the powers that be in Beijing. Yes, and I was very privileged to lead the delegation, and I think it added mana to the delegation, the fact that there were some 36, 38 of us on board.
Back in August, Mr. Mayor, when you led your delegation to New Plymouth and we had the original signing, I had the privilege of planting a friendship tree with you at Pukakura Park. I am so proud that that garden, once it's developed, will be a real focus for New Plymouth, for locals and for tourists alike. I too am excited about the opportunities for the future. I too am excited about the opportunities for business and trade both ways, for the landscaping, for the opportunities in our horticultural sector, for our educational sector, and obviously for tourism as well. I, this morning, had the privilege of planting a friendship tree here in Kunming. I thought as we were planting the tree, and I haven't had the opportunity to discuss this with you, but I would love to see that relationship with something concrete, more concrete, established here in Kunming if that's feasible. Relative to that, we've been doing some thinking and some talking, and I understand you've told us that the New Plymouth-Kunming relationship is the 9th sister city relationship with Kunming. You also told me the significance of the number 9, that it means longevity or forever. What we are suggesting, if that is possible, is that we will fly to Kunming, not 9, which I understand is forever, but I understand 99 is forever and ever, longevity, 99 kauri trees here to Kunming. Known for its longevity, the largest tree in New Zealand is a kauri. It is known for, they are known for living many thousands of years.
Well, I think this gives us a huge opportunity to develop good relationships between our two countries. And those relationships have been good for a long time.
But as I said earlier on, it's a case now of following through those opportunities and make sure that every single one of them comes to fruition for the benefit of this area, and I think for the benefit of our friends in China as well.
I think that in the next century, the centre of gravity of development will shift from the Atlantic to the Pacific, and China will play an increasingly important role in the economic development of the world as it progresses. And I think it's important that we all act together, because in a peaceful world we can achieve far more than in a world which is confronted with wars.